Hello, today we're going to walk through how to set up your MySuccess profile. So the first thing you need to do is log into MySuccess. So you're going to go to slcc.edu, you're going to go to MySLCC, and once you've logged into MySLCC, you're going to either have a MySuccess tile on MySLCC or you're going to have advisor tools. And you can log into MySuccess through your MySuccess tile or through the advisor tools. You'll see it's the third item down on the advisor tools. Once we've logged into MySuccess, we're going to go to the upper left-hand corner next to the three lines next to MySuccess, and we're going to select your personal menu, which is the arrow next to your name. Once we click on the arrow next to your name, you're going to go into Edit Profile. And we want to make sure here that we have our institutional information listed. So we have our institutional email, and further down, we're going to have our institutional phone number as well. We also have an individualized scheduling link, which I'm going to highlight here for you. Each person who has a MySuccess profile has their own unique scheduling link, which allows students to move directly to your scheduling page if you take student appointments within the system. So you can add this link to your signature in Outlook. You can add it to your institutional web page. You can create a Schedule With Me button that's attached to your signature, or you can email this to students. In order to utilize the scheduling link, you just need to have it toggled on, okay? And then we're going to slide on down into our contact information. And you can see here that I have my institutional email and my institutional phone number. We want to make sure here that we don't put any personal information, personal email, personal cell phone, because students can see this information. And as we move down, it says About. So we want to go ahead and put a title in here that allows students to identify who you are and how you can help. So this isn't necessarily the title that HR gave you, but it's something that identifies you to students. We also, best practice for the institution is we want to go ahead and have a biography and a general overview. The biography is just a little bit about yourself, and the general overview is just here's who I am and here's how I can help you. And then anytime we make any changes on a page, we want to go ahead and hit Save Changes in the bottom right-hand corner. Now we're going to move over to appointment preferences. Appointment preferences are for those individuals who are making student appointments through MySuccess. And so these are just what they say. They are your preferences. So you can set your minimum appointment length. You can set a scheduling deadline. Most often, best practice is to have a scheduling deadline that is the day before. We have a calendar sync option, which we do want to go ahead and sync our calendar with our Outlook calendar. And there's instructions here on how to sync your calendar with Outlook. The first thing that you need to do is you need to share your calendar with star.fish@slcc.edu. What calendar syncing does is it allows you to put items on your Outlook calendar, such as lunch, meetings, appointments, etc. And then Starfish reads that, or MySuccess reads that as busy times from Outlook. So anything you put in Outlook is going to trump MySuccess and not allow students to schedule for that time. Once you have shared your calendar with star.fish@slcc.edu, then you're going to come back into the system. You're going to go ahead and select Allow MySuccess to read busy times from my Outlook calendar, and you're going to save changes. And that is how you sync your calendar. If you need instructions on how to share your calendar, it says click here for further instructions. You can click on that, and this pop-up populates that walks you through how to share your calendar based on what version of Outlook you may have. Okay. Next, we come down to locations. So these are the locations where you would potentially meet with a student. And so you would want to have all of your office locations in here. And if you move from campus to campus, you'll want to have a campus identifier in here as well. You can see that I have Taylorsville Student Center Room 240. I also have Jordan HTC 115. We also want to go ahead and put Zoom email appointments, phone appointments, however you meet with students. We want to have all of those locations added. And to add a location, we simply come up here to this plus sign where it says add location. We can select the location type. We can put in any information that helps them identify the location. And for students, we don't want to use abbreviations. So if we're in the student center, we want to say student center. If we're in the high-tech learning center at Jordan, we want to say high-tech learning center. So we want to go ahead and name those locations and not just assume that a student will understand the acronym. And then we can provide any instructions here. Students don't really see these instructions, so it's really not critical that you add instructions here. Okay. And then if we want to edit a location, we just can click on the three dots to the right of the location, and we can click edit, and it takes us back into that appointment type so we can make any edits needed. And then calendar managers. Calendar management is just, it allows individuals that we work with to help manage our MySuccess calendars. And so we really want our front desk teams or maybe our supervisors to be calendar managers for us. And so in order to add a calendar manager, you just click on the plus sign. You can go ahead and type the first name of the individual, and it will populate the individuals. It'll populate all of the Hollies in the system. And then I'm going to find the person that I want to add. I'm going to click Add Calendar Manager, and that person is going to populate for me. Anytime you add calendar managers to the system yourself, you have the ability to then remove them if they were to happen to leave the institution or you were to happen to change positions. So you can add and remove calendar managers as you need to. And then again, anytime that we make any changes on a page, we're going to hit Save Changes in the bottom right-hand corner. Then we jump over to notifications. And notifications is just how do you want to be notified from MySuccess in the event that a student schedules an appointment. So we want to make sure that we have our email notifications set to our institutional email. And then we have some preferences here. We can get a summary email of all of our appointments. We can also get appointment reminders, and we can get appointment alerts as well if we want an alert prior to the appointment. And then tracking items. So tracking items in the system are kudos, flags, to-dos, and referrals. And what we typically want here is we want any item that is assigned to me selected, and that's going to send us any of those items that specifically are assigned to us in the system. And again, we're going to hit Save Changes. Okay. Now we're going to go back up to the three lines next to MySuccess. We're going to go to the Home menu, and now here's our landing page for MySuccess, and we have successfully set up our profile. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at Holly, HOLLY, Perry, PERRY, at slcc.edu. You can also go to the MySuccess Help webpage at slcc.edu, and we have some resources there as well. Thank you.